Welcome back to our channel here at Vagabond Builds with James and Sandu, and today we're going to be showing you a do-it-yourself video, step-by-step tutorial, and teaching you guys how to change your oil filter, and your air intake filter on a 2021 and newer Volkswagen Atlas. This is the S-Trim all-wheel drive with the 2.0 engine, okay? You might have a Atlas with the 3.6, but we're doing it here on the 2.0. And we're gonna be changing the 6 quarts of oil. We decided to go with the Euro full synthetic STP 030, and our oil filter for the STP is the S11784, along with our air filter here at the SA50030, okay? Now oil, we're gonna show you guys where it goes, filter where it goes, and the cabin air filter. Let's go ahead, stop wasting your time and dive in. So the first step to changing your oil on the 21 Atlas and the newer years is I have 2 torque Allen wrenches. This is kind of a do it at home yourself. And I don't have a drill because a lot of people don't have the impact drills or whatnot, but it's fairly easy. The step 1 is to remove that cover down below, and I have a torque 20 Allen wrench, and this is what it's gonna look like. And then I have a torque 45 Allen wrench, and it's a little bit bigger, and we're gonna remove that cover, okay? So you got the smaller screws, you got the bigger screws. I don't have a jack because this SUV is high enough, along with the creeper, because then it's gonna be too low if I get on the creeper. But it's very easy, straight to the point. So the bottom plastic is off the cover, and wanted to show you guys what the screws look like. That's your T45, your torque 45. This is your torque 20, okay? And you're gonna have these here on the side. 1, 2, 3, and this is the front, okay? So this is the front of the car. This is more towards the rear of the plastic. You're gonna have the torque 20s, the smaller screws, 3 and 3, and then 2 and 2, and then the torque 45s you're gonna have in these bigger holes here, okay? All right, just wanted to show you guys that as well. What's nice about the 2.0, that the torque 45 that you're gonna be using on this plastic cover is also the same exact tool that you're gonna be using to take off that oil drain plug. And let me go ahead and show you guys where the oil drain plug is. Now, I also dropped a piece of cardboard down here because if anybody knows that whenever you're changing oil, it's like impossible to keep the cement clean. There's always gonna be like a drip, the wind's gonna blow. So don't try to be a cowboy or a superstar. Put something under your oil catch can, and make sure you keep your garage floor clean, or your driveway if you're doing it in your driveway, okay? So this is your oil pan here, all right? You're gonna have your oil sensor here, but the drain plug, if you guys can see that, is going to be on the driver's side of that oil pan, okay? And let me go ahead and show you guys what that T45 or the torque 45 looks like when it goes in. And you're gonna have to snug it off, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. You're gonna break it. What I like to do is I'll like to take it off with my fingers. All right, loosen the bolt a little bit and then take it off with the finger, and I kind of hold the pan up. It already started dripping. What you want to do is that oil is going to flow out at an angle because there's going to be a little bit of pressure. So you want to make sure that you're holding the catch can in the right angle, okay? Just like that. See how it's dropping perfectly? And what's nice about my oil catch can, you can buy this at your nearest auto parts store, is that it has a net there, so I could actually put my oil drain plug on that little netting and just let that oil flow, okay? Sometimes you actually want to warm up the car maybe for a few minutes so it warms up and it thins out that oil so you get a better flow and get a cleaner oil change, okay? So I do about a few minute warm up on the engine and then pop that oil drain plug off. And then as this is draining, we're gonna shoot up to the top of the engine and show you guys how to take off the oil filter cap. All right, so now at the top of the motor, we're gonna remove the engine cover. If we come over to the engine compartment area, you're gonna have to cover it. Now you're gonna have to kind of pry this off just a bit because it's into those little rubber bushings, and we already took it off, so it's gonna come off very nice. And that's where it has to pop out of, those 4 rubber bushings. We could set it up top. Just don't forget to put it back on. Your oil filter is right here. Okay, and you need a socket, a special socket, but we don't have the special socket, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it with a pair of pliers. All right, and then this is where your oil cap goes, okay? So let's go ahead and show you guys how to do that. Now, what do I do on a lot of the oil changes I do is I use a pair of pliers and something soft to grab this because I don't wanna ruin that plastic, okay? Maybe I wanna go ahead and sell that car. Okay, so there you go. What I did is made sure that it grabs completely flat. Okay, so you don't want to make sure, don't grab these little ridges or notches. You want to make sure you're grabbing that cap flat. Open up your pair of pliers, and that's what it looks like, okay? And then you could almost just turn it with your hand after, but oil is complete out. I wanted to drain the oil. Reason being is because I didn't want the filter to have oil in it before I take it. So drop the oil plug first and then come and do the filter. Always have some napkins ready just in case things start to drip. Take it out at an angle, okay? And focus that dripping still inside the oil filter cartridge area. See how I'm doing it, so you're not getting engine oil all over. And there you go. You turn it upside down and the oil is completely there. You're gonna have that O-ring to replace, and we're gonna show you that right now. That's your oil filter. It goes in the same exact way it comes out. It's gonna be pressed in there, so you're gonna have to tug it a little bit. There you go. Put it back in this box. Make sure you place this box somewhere where it's not going to seep through onto your cement. A lot of people will do that. And then we're going to just slide this one back in. And you're going to have to press it a little bit, okay? Just like that. And then here's our O-ring that we're going to have to replace as well. And I'm going to do that with a little pick. I have a little orange pick. Maybe you can use something around the house, a little flathead or something. And we're going to replace that O-ring. There you go. And now we are done. O-ring is replaced to new oil filter, and you can go ahead and screw that back on. Okay. The only thing, there's a little spring inside of there, a spring mechanism, and you want to make sure that it's going on straight. You see how I kind of fitted it a little bit? You're going to have to kind of tinker with it. And you could pretty much tighten it. You'll hear that rubber gasket start to kind of squeeze on that rubber O-ring. Keep tightening with your hand until you can't tighten anymore. And then it's tightened. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my pliers again. And I'm going to just tighten it again, just the same way I took it off. All right, perfect, and that's it. Okay, all tight, no oil leaks. I'm going to wipe the cap down. And we're set. Let's go ahead and shoot over to the bottom and check out the oil. Okay, so we still have a little drip from the oil. All right, and this is pretty much the last of it. Some people like to wait actually until it starts dripping. I don't really mind if it has just that little bit left that's coming off of that engine oil pan and so forth. So I'm gonna put that oil plug back on. Another thing I'd like to mention is there's a little washer on this oil plug that needs to be changed. That washer does hold kind of as a little gasket, so you're not getting any leaking, so make sure you change that as well. Don't forget to order that when you're at the auto parts store with your oil and filter and so forth, okay? Let's go ahead and do that. And there you go. I'm gonna clean it up, and then I'm gonna tighten it with my Torque 45 Allen wrench. Again, this is a 6-quart change. We're gonna snug it on. Make sure you don't tighten it too tight. You don't wanna strip that oil pan thread. And very nice and easy. Clean it up, and you are set. We're gonna go ahead and drop those 6 quarts of oil in and finish up with this oil change. All right, so we're gonna dump the new oil in. It takes 6 quarts. This is where the oil cap is. Again, lefty loosey, righty tighty. It's gonna pop off just like that. And a lot of times you wanna use a funnel. I don't use a funnel on motors like this because there's so much area. Sometimes you're gonna have a tighter engine, but not here on the 2.0. And check this out. Again, the full synthetic Euro 030. And I go sideways. I don't tip the bottle like this or anything. I go sideways with the bottle because the oil flows a whole lot better and I have room to start pouring that oil. And you're just gonna have to maneuver that bottle up. What I like to do now is on my 6 quart, I'll pour about half the quart. You know, the auto parts store tells you need 6 quarts in this. There's some oil in the system or whatnot. I like to pour about half a quart and start to check my dipstick with the car level being flat. Okay, so I know we picked up this car. I said it at the beginning that we picked up this car on nothing, but we actually, as we were filming, we picked it up on some 4x4s to get some more clearance for filming. But we're gonna go ahead and flatten it out. We're gonna drop half a quart and start checking our oil fill line. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that right now. So I put about half the quart in, so we're at 5.5 quarts. I'm checking the oil dipstick. The first run, we're gonna clean it, all right? You're gonna grab it with a napkin. You could do it with a kitchen napkin or a rag. And we're gonna dip it again, make sure it's all the way in, and check the oil line. Now, this oil, you're gonna see that the clean oil, hopefully you guys can see it in the video, it's about halfway there. And you'll see that because the clean oil will literally be between the top notch in the oil dipstick and that bottom notch. So that's minimum and that's maximum. So we're gonna have to add probably about another half a quart, just like the guy at the auto parts said. And don't be scared to ask people when you're at the auto parts store. They have pretty cool customer service. That's one great thing about America is because they have good customer service. Now I added another about quart. Let's go ahead. We wait a little bit for that oil to drop towards that bottom of that engine. We're gonna wipe it, dip it one more time. Pull it out. And we are literally right under full, so maybe about not even a 1/4 inch. All right, so I'm gonna add the rest of that, and it's a perfect 6 quarts. And we are set with the oil change on this 2021 Volkswagen Atlas. And this is for the 2.0 motor newer. We're gonna go ahead and do the air intake filter, and let's go ahead, finish off with this oil, put the cap back on to the oil, put the cap back onto the engine. We're gonna put that plastic cap on the same way you took it off, and then we're gonna show you guys how to do the air intake air filter. All right, so now let's go ahead and finish this video off with changing the air filter. Now, awesome thing that Volkswagen did, it's the same Torque 20 that you used under the car for those small screws, a Torque 20 here. We're gonna go around and remove those Torque 20 screws, pop this cap open, and show you guys how to take out the dirty one and put in the new one. All right, there goes your bad one. Let's see how dirty this thing is. And of course, it is very dirty, everybody. Don't be like this guy. All right, we're gonna drop a new one the same way. And that's what the old and new looks like. Make sure it's a snug fit, okay? And when that box goes back on, you also wanna make sure that the box is completely snugging and there is no leak, because it will throw a check engine light because it's letting in too much air. Okay, everything's all done, snug. We are now done with the 2021 and newer on the 2.0 oil change and air filter change. Appreciate you guys watching our channel here at Vagabond Builds with James and Sandu. Check out our other do-it-yourself videos, step-by-step tutorials, car reviews, and product reviews here at Vagabond Builds. Thank you and God bless you.